Hey everyone. Alright, so before I actually get into the video, I just want to say I'm sorry like if the lighting is messed up. I'm sitting in front of the window and I'm not using my camcorder because my friend actually has it from the weekend. So yeah, I'm using my laptop. But this video is talking about Clinique's non-streak bronzer from their Skin Supplies for Men. And I love this stuff. Like, I bought it this winter because I needed a bronzer, and then I never used it until a few weeks ago, and I've been using this stuff like all the time. I don't use foundation anymore. I don't use concealer anymore. I just use this, and it actually evens out my skin tone enough to my liking that I don't need any of that other stuff. I have it on now, so I'm going to show you in the video of like how to put it on, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Pretty much all it is what it says. It's a bronzer, doesn't streak, it's not splotchy or anything like that, and it's in liquid form, so you can use your hands, you can use a brush, you can use whatever you want to apply it, a sponge, and then the great thing about it is this washes off with just regular soap and water, makeup remover, makeup wipes, facial cleanser, anything like that pretty much. Um, I've been, like I said, I've been using this pretty much almost every day whenever I leave the house and just want to even out my skin tone. Right now it's a little dark because I did 2 layers of it just so you could see the contrast in color and show that it actually does work and make the skin more bronze. When it comes to pros and cons with this product, the pros most definitely outweigh the cons, and that would be because the only con that I can think of for this is that it washes off at the end of the night, but I actually like that. Some people want something that's going to stay on and then fade away like an actual self tanner would do, so this wouldn't be your best bet, and that honestly is probably the only con I can think of about this product out of all the times I've used it. Pros, I could go on and on and on, but the main ones would be you only have to use a little bit of the product to get results. If you have a fair skin tone, you're going to use a lot less because you're going to want to mix this with a little bit of your regular facial moisturizer, um, only to sheer out the product a little bit because I'm pretty dark myself. I'm like an NC 35 to NC 40 naturally. So I can do 1 layer of this and see it on my skin. So if you're lighter than that, you might want to use just a tiny bit, mix it with the moisturizer. So you're going to get your money's worth out of this no matter what your skin tone is. Um, Another great thing for me is that it washes off with soap and water, like I said, um, because I can just wash it off at the end of the night, and then let's say one day I don't feel like having bronzer on or anything like that, don't have to use it, and I don't have to worry about the tan stain. Another great thing about that is if you use your hands to apply the product, then you can just wash it off when you're done. So it's not going to stain your palms or anything like that. Another pro to me, but would probably be classified under neutral for some people, um, would be the price. It's under $20. I believe it's like $16 or $18. I honestly don't remember, but that for me is reasonable, especially since this is a product that does what it says it's going to do. So some people might think that's too expensive for a bronzer. Some people might think that's perfect for a bronzer. So it's going to be under neutral pretty much. And then another pro to this is that it doesn't really transfer. Out of all the times that I've worn it, like just touching my face, like product doesn't like rub off on there unless like I really rub my face. Hugging people or like changing clothing, I didn't get that much rub off unless like hugging people, I didn't get any rub off on it at all. Changing my shirt or something like that, where like it actually brushes up against my face pretty like roughly. There was a little bit of a transfer, but nothing major. As long as you're not wearing a light color, you won't really see it. So that could also be a con, is it's not completely transfer resistant. But I guess I would put that under neutral as well because it stays on how it should, but it doesn't rub off just by like touching it lightly or anything like that. As far as wearability goes, this stuff stays on all day for me. If you have a problem with products like migrating off of your face or like melting, disappearing, then you might want to set this with a powder. I normally just set it with like a blotting powder to control like shine and oil throughout the day, and that's all that I do to set this. I don't use anything else with it. I just use it on its own. So that's another pro to me, is it actually stays on and lasts throughout the whole day. Even if you sweat a little bit, this is still going to stay on. But if you're like in the rain or anything like that where you're going to get like hardcore like wet, then it might start to streak because this does, again, remove with just soap and water or any kind of cleanser like that. So if you're going to be doing anything that involves a lot of water, then I really want to recommend it. So yeah, now that I told you like what I think about this, pros and cons and everything like that, overall I'd give this like an A plus. Like I love this product. I'm going to keep using it, but not for long because this summer I'm going to get a little darker from Mr. Sun. But yeah, now I'm just going to show you the difference that it makes um, when you see half and half of my face. Alright, so as you can see, I already have it on half of my face, and yes, before anyone says anything, yes, my eyebrows are gone. I shaved them off to perform. Now I just draw them on every day. No big deal. But you can probably tell that this side is a little bit darker than this side, and that's because I already put the bronzer on, and I just did one light layer. To do this, you can use your hands if you want, and then since it washes off with like soap and water, just wash your hands, but I like to use brush because that way I don't have to get my hands messy. So you just take a little bit of it, the bronzer, and you put it on a petri dish. You can put it on the back of your hand. Again, you can just use your hands to do this. And then what you're going to do is you just take it, and I just dab it all over. And then just go in and blend. Okay, so I just went in and did my brow and then just set everything on my face with a blotting powder to control shine. I actually did 2 layers of the liquid bronzer just so you can see the difference between here and here. I'm sure you can see the difference. Because you can layer this product like I mentioned earlier. The more layers you do, the darker it's going to get, so you can kind of build up how you want it. Yeah, and the only thing that I could say that I already mentioned is that it just removes with regular like makeup remover or soap and water, makeup wipe, anything like that. So you can be bronzed throughout the day, and you don't really have to worry about it transferring too much, and then wash it off when you go to bed. So hope this was helpful to some of you, and until my next video, I will talk to all of you soon. Bye.